Hello everybody, welcome back to Talking Wolves here for another video today. It's a general update video. Obviously today I'm joined alongside Ewan and Tom. Ewan, how's it going?
You're right.
And Tom, how are you?
Yeah, great, thanks.
Good. So we've not really done a video in a while together, or at least sort of two or three of us. So we thought today there's a few things that we can go over, from transfer rumours, talking about the new kit and obviously pre-season as well. But yeah, everyone's favourite part of pre-season normally is the transfer rumours. So we may as well kick off with that. Plenty of stuff going on despite the World Cup still in place. And hopefully a few of these in the next couple of weeks or so, as teams starting to get knocked out, are starting to obviously come to fruition. So Ewan, we'll start off with you. The Andre Silva rumour, not really been pointed directions at Wolves too much, but it has been made almost public that AC Milan have made him available for loan. Put it on the Talking Wolves Twitter. I think a lot of fans were happy that that was an option. Do you think obviously having him on loan gives Wolves a bit more insurance with that signing?
Yeah, I think it would only be on a loan, like they've done the last couple of seasons, with sort of like, you know, the season-long loan with a view to permanent potentially. I think that potential figure would probably be about 34-35 million or something. Yeah, I think it's a lot of money to splash right now on someone who nobody really knows too much about from the last year or so. I know it obviously did well at Porto and that, but didn't really do too well at AC. So yeah, maybe a loan would be the best option and just see how he fits into the team.
Yeah, I mean, striking options at the moment, Tom, do you still want another striker? Obviously you signed Bonatini, got Jimenez, Rafa Mir still training with the team. Do you still want another marquee signing for a forward?
Absolutely, and again, to just echo what Ewan was saying, really, I didn't see too much of Silva during the World Cup. I don't think he got as many minutes as we anticipated him when we were talking about him back in whenever it was May. He's not coming off the back of an amazing World Cup, and he's still got to prove himself. And a loan deal is definitely more attractive for Wolves' point of view than a permanent deal, because the cost of him and for the risk that it will be, in my mind, because he's not the finished article and he's not in the best runner form. I think that a loan, and we've seen that Nuno can work miracles and turn players around, so hopefully that'll be another case with Andre Silva now.
Yeah, it's worth noting, obviously, Monaco quite strongly linked with him as well, another sort of Jorge Mendes club. Also Pele, who's linked with Wolves, I think he's set to join Monaco as well for about 10 million euros. So one that Wolves, if we were ever interested in, Wolves have missed out on. Tom, we'll come to you now. Wolves been linked to as well with sort of attacking winger from Middlesbrough, Adama Traore. Don't know how true this one is, but apparently Wolves, I think it's Huddersfield as well, looking to potentially activate his release clause. What are your thoughts on Traore? Would you take him at Wolves?
That's the first I've heard that rumour, but if you think about the last 8 weeks of the season and how much Barry Douglas was tested, he was only really caught out in that game against Middlesbrough by Traore and the speed and the pace of him. And if you really think about the whole season in the Championship, there were very few moments where Douglas looked completely out of his depth, and Traore was one of those players, well, the only player really who tested him, and he would certainly add another level, another option in attack, depending on the fee, because again, if you think about the players that we've already got in those positions, is he better than those? I don't think so. So that again, it's got to be the right fee, I think.
I think fee would pay a massive part. I mean, his pace, he's probably going to be the quickest player in whatever league he goes into. But footballing wise, he's probably not as like, his end product is probably nowhere near some of what the players that we've got there at the moment.
Yeah.
So, Ewan, what do you reckon, Traore? Would you take him? I mean, 18 million's a lot of money in it.
Yeah, it's a lot of money. I think, like you just said, the end product is the thing that really frustrates me about him. I think he's a really tricky winger. He's a pacey winger, as we've seen. He's got strength as well to beat a man. But yeah, it's just that final product. If he can work on that, then maybe he'd be a decent option. But like you guys have just said, I think at the moment we've got better players than him in those positions. So
another couple of players that we have been linked with as well. I'm not too sure the truth in these. Probably the more truthful one, Bastos from Lazio, but we'll quickly touch on Andre Gomes from Barcelona. So with Andre Gomes, obviously, I think he was a player that Wolves were always going to be linked with. I think obviously because he's a Barcelona player, Mendes client, Portuguese, not really getting a sniff in the team at the moment. A couple of fans wanted him. he's always been linked, but I think that he's probably, Ewan, would you probably agree with that? It's to try and gain interest from other clubs to try and get his services.
Was he at Valencia when Nuno was there?
Yeah.
Was he? Yeah.
Apparently so. Yeah, I think he played under Nuno as well.
Yes, I mean that's obviously interesting because it's something that, I mean, it could be viable if he was interested in it, and obviously Nuno's worked with him before. But yeah, I think it's pretty much just paper talk. It would be an incredible signing, but I'd take him. But yeah, I do think it's just paper talk. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think he played. Was he at the World Cup for Portugal?
I don't think so. No.
Because I can't remember seeing it. But final player that might be coming in, Bastos from Lazio, another he's Angolan international. Not really getting a sniff at Lazio at the moment. A few rumours in Italy, but I mean, Wolves probably 1 or 2 centre backs may be good for us at the moment, especially with rumours of Danny Bart leaving. Tom, potentially to our neighbours over in West Bromwich. What do you make of that one? Well, £4 million apparently.
It wouldn't surprise me if he was to leave. I think we discussed it in a previous video that his time has come really at Wolves. He's reached his peak, and I can't really see him making much of an impact in the Premier League. The Championship is his sort of level, and he could be in a team pushing for the playoffs and automatic promotion, as of course the Albion will hope that they are next season. But I don't know whether, because although he's a local lad and all that being said, is he that much of a Wolves fan? Would he care if he was to go to the Albion and we would not be massive fans of him for the future? Then I'm not sure, but I think it'd be a good move for him. They're a decent team, Albion, and they're going to be building a strong challenge for promotion next season, I would think. And in terms of a career move, that's the sort of club that he needs to be looking to go to.
Yeah, and finally another out. I mean, there've been a couple of bids now from Fulham. Huddersfield are interested. You and Ivan Cavallero, a few clubs looking at him. Do you think it's just a case of clubs trying their luck with him, or do you think Wolves are genuinely maybe looking to sell him on to bring in someone bigger and better?
I've got mixed opinions on this one. I think that there probably is some truth in it, because I think as we've seen with this regime and Fosun, that if they can get someone better and they can sell one of the favoured players, then they will do it to either make a profit or, you know, to get in someone even better. So I do think there probably is a bit of legitimacy in that, but I don't think he'd want to sort of make that sort of sideways move or backwards move. Really, I don't think he'd personally want to go. So yeah, it's an interesting one to talk about, but I don't think it would happen.
Yeah, he did put on his Instagram, didn't he, the day after, a couple of days after, about can't wait to come back to pre-season with his club.
Yeah,
but I think that would be the case for most of the players. Most of the players understand what's going on at the Wolves at the moment, and they want to be part of it. But whether they are allowed to continue to be a part of it is a different story altogether now. So
yeah, plenty of rumours. There's going to be plenty more to come. Obviously, we'll try and keep you updated with those in the next couple of weeks or so. I'm sure it'll pick up a lot more. Obviously, another rumour, Quintero has been linked with several medias. His Colombia World Cup adventure, unfortunately for them, he's over. But hopefully we'll see some more news on that in the coming weeks. And obviously, if there is, we'll do a video on that. So the new kit, at the time, obviously, the release of this video, it will be out. Obviously, we have done a couple of bits on that. The new old gold and the white away kit. Sleeve sponsor was announced yesterday as well. I think that was obviously something that Wolves are probably looking at, obviously, to get some more income. Wolves kit launch yesterday. Ewan, you're a big part of it, to be fair, doing the old freestyle.
Yeah.
What do you think? What did you think of the event as a whole as well?
I didn't really get to see too much of the event.
Of course, yeah.
Yeah, but from what I've been told and stuff, apparently it was really good. Great fan sort of interaction with the players as well. It seemed to go really well as well. The fans seemed to enjoy it. So yeah, not a bad day.
Yeah, I mean, the kits, the training kits as well, we're hoping to look at. Are you wearing the new top now, you?
I'm wearing the new top, but I'll give you a little look at the polo.
Yes.
So there's the little polo. I think it's really nice. In fact, it's smart. You can see, like,
I think,
Nuno.
I think, I think hopefully if they bring the training gear out at the same time as the new home top, or if not the away top, I think plenty of people will be looking at that as well.
Definitely.
So looking forward to that. Obviously, being fully.
Just to come back to yesterday as well, the whole event itself seemed like another step forward. I don't know if every club does a sort of public unveiling of the kit, but I
don't think they do.
I saw that last year Porto did one, so that it's more, perhaps we're having more of an influence.
What I liked as well is the
Portugal.
fact it was in the Manda Centre as well, which is like the heart of Wolverhampton. It's not like it's not even a massive shopping centre really. It's just like that sort of homely feel. It was like that's how I sort of felt like it's trying to get the fans back on board a bit as well. Obviously, sort of
It was professional though, the whole setup of it with the big LED screen, obviously the cameras for them to live stream it, and the whole setup of it was fairly professional, and hats off to Wolves for obviously pulling that off. But obviously with a new kit you're going to need games, and for games you need a pre-season. So Wolves obviously kicking off their pre-season. They're in training, but the actual first fixture will be next Tuesday the 10th. They're over to Switzerland. And I believe it's a little mini tournament. Hopefully Wolves can come out with a small trophy. They're going to be playing their 2 games against Basel and Young Boys, both teams that we've seen in European competition that have taken on English sides in recent years as well. Basel, I think, being one of the stronger teams that are there, and I think it's a good test for Wolves. Do you think, Tom? I mean, Basel, we've seen them up against the likes of Arsenal and so on in the Champions League as well.
Well, Basel are always one of the trickiest teams in the latter stage of the knockout stage of the Champions League. You don't really want to play against them. And similar to last year, in the fact that we're playing against challenging opposition straight away, rather than like when we got promoted last time, I think we went to Australia or to Ireland usually, and playing against that not real competitive teams. I think it's a really good challenge. First game against Basel, and then Young.
I think and
then Young Boys
as well.
They're real good tests, and then you're coming back home, back to England and playing against Derby and Stoke again. 2 tests, 2 real good tests. I think it's going to be really tricky pre-season. We might not win all the games because they're going to be like we saw last year. They would like train in the mornings before games and stuff. That Shrewsbury game famously, they trained all morning, then played the game. So it's going to be really interesting to see. I think the style that we play in pre-season, not necessarily the results. Obviously, the fitness is the key thing, but just to see if the formation is the same and the tactics are the same and all that stuff. Because from what has been said, that sounds like it'd be the case. But whether it is actually the case when it comes to the games, we'll have to wait and see.
Yeah, I mean, it's not like we've got any easy teams really. The lowest sort of calibre of team there is probably on paper Young Boys, because you're playing Ajax. Whether that is a development squad because it's a bit of a weird time in the Warsaw ground as well remains to be seen. Stoke, a team that have just come down from the Premier League. Derby, a team that were in the playoffs in the Championship. Villarreal, obviously a Spanish team, a different pedigree, different style of play. I think for Wolves it's going to be a very interesting pre-season, one for obviously to gain the fitness, but obviously a lead up to that a tricky start in the Premier League with Everton. But hopefully we'll do some more coverage of that as well. Let us know what you think of pre-season, which games you're going to be going to. If there's any transfer rumours that we have missed out on that you want us to comment on, leave them in the comment section down below as well. And let us know what sort of which kit you're going for, the home or away. Obviously the home, beautifully sported by Mr. Ewan there in the video. But yeah, guys, make sure you hit that subscribe button down below if you haven't already. Hit that like button as well. You can catch all our links in the description down below. And until next time, we'll see you all very soon.